So I've been lied to all this time. Completely lied to.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my favorite show ever was G.I. Joe.
The dick one.
No.
Which one?
Rainbow.
Rainbow? Okay.
Rainbow. G.I. Joe. Right? The ones that did the movie and then the miniseries and then the whole
I always thought you were a fan of Dick.
longer series. No.
Haven't you professed your love for Dick multiple
I
times?
thought the dick was good, but apparently the dick is not animated well. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Okay.
I was told
Yeah.
by, I think my father, maybe our grandmother,
Mm-hmm.
that G.I. Joe the series was canceled in the early 90s or whatever because Bill Clinton got elected and he took away the funding.
Yeah, the fucking Democrats.
That's what I was told.
Yeah.
You know it's a lie?
What?
It's a complete lie.
They don't hate entertainment?
No.
Like we were always told?
So here's what happened.
Okay.
So Hasbro owns G.I. Joe, the toys or whatever, right?
Right. And the government funded it, right?
No. There's never government funding for it. It was just a fucking toy.
What?
Yeah. I always thought there was, but there wasn't. So apparently, they did their animation really well with Rainbow, right?
Uh-huh.
And it looks good. But a lot of the people who watched it were adults.
Yeah.
Right? Still, even into when the new G.I. Joe came out.
Which I think makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
The new G.I. Joe was animated by Dick.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back and watched it because me and the Defender were talking about it. And it looks like fucking shit. Like, we still watched it because it came on TV and we didn't have it fuck all to do.
Yeah.
But adults didn't watch it. So it scored like nothing in ratings, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's what happened. It just had bad ratings and they canceled it because it was drawn like shit because Hasbro tried to save money.
That sucks.
Yeah. So I was raised wrong for no goddamn reason. All my angst at old Bill Clinton came from a lie.
Hello and welcome to the Firebear Republic. I'm Dustin.
I'm Jamie.
And this week we've got some threats. We got some first looks at some TV series. Some fucking industry news.
Some lawsuits and shit.
Yeah. But first, we got some dates.
Yeah.
Release dates and pushbacks.
So The Boys Season 2.
Yeah.
September 4th.
Finally.
Hell yeah. I was really expecting it sooner.
Well, yeah, with COVID and everything.
Yeah, I don't know if it got delayed. I thought they wrapped shooting in like January.
Yeah. Like, I understand shooting stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But as far as like getting views on anything, it seems like more to come out during COVID would have been better for everybody.
Optimal.
Yeah. You want people to stay at home. Give them something to watch.
Give them way more to watch.
Yeah. You want good ratings. Everybody's at home staring at their fucking blank TV, waiting for a new season of The Boys.
I know. They should have put The Boys out at the pinnacle of it if they could have.
Yeah.
Even if they had to go like week to week, they should have done it.
Would have been cool.
They probably would have hooked people the fuck in.
Yeah. That was a good show.
It's a great show.
And I can't wait to see more of it. I actually like it a lot more than the comic, too.
I do, too, because it's not as like...
Like, raunchy's not the right word. It's kind of like excessive, right?
I don't want to say extreme.
Yeah.
Because it's not the 90s. Like...
And extreme sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, extreme sounds like a good thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some disconnect between the comics and the... It's like the things that happen in the comics are gratuitous.
Yeah.
And the things that happen in the show, even though they're the same things...
Yeah.
Are like scaled back into like something that's more palatable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel about it.
Right.
Yeah. Well, on another note, Tenet got moved back. And I'm so fucked up over this. Like, I want to see this fucking movie.
So this was supposed to be our first movie back in the theaters in July.
Yeah.
And I was trying to figure out how to like hazmat suit up for it. Because I was going to go see the fucking movie in the theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I don't see it in the theaters, I don't want to fucking see it.
I've seen some videos of Cinemark and how they're taking care of shit.
Yeah.
They're basically like halving everything, maybe a fourth of what they used to do or whatever, just like a couple movies a day, few movies a day. And it's like an hour in between movies where they just come in with fucking pressure washers like full of sanitizer.
What?
And they just like hose everything down and let it dry.
Dude, how are they going to do that on those nice leather seats without fucking the leather up?
I don't know. I watched a video on it yesterday.
Are they just going to take one for the team and let the leather just be all cracked and fucked?
I think so, man. I watched a video of Cinemark, and it's literally a guy in a full suit with just pressure washer, and it's like, this is what we're doing in between viewings.
Are they going to hit them like with like the Armor All wipes like right after to put some moisture back in?
I mean, if it has a high alcohol content, maybe it just dries fast enough.
If it has a high alcohol content, it sucks all the moisture out of the leather.
Yeah.
And then it cracks.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Fuck, they're going to fuck up all my theaters. That's like my second home.
Well, I mean, I think the big story here is that they're trying to keep you safe, though.
Yeah, and they're moving Tenet back so I can wait a little bit.
Yeah. It's scary, though, like, you know, getting back on Tenet, like...
Yeah.
Chris Nolan said he's not going to do it if it's not in theaters.
He lives in my world.
Yeah.
I want to see that movie in the theaters. It's a theater-worthy movie.
It's got fucking Denzel's kid in it.
Yeah. Should we upgrade the theater in the garage to make it like theater quality theater? Is that possible?
Well, I mean, we're not going to watch Tenet in here.
Yeah, we don't have it.
No. Unless Chris Nolan's like, yo, that's a fucking awesome treehouse.
If you build
theater.
it, he will come. If we build it, he will come.
He shows up in your garage.
Yeah.
It's like, this is a fucking bomb-ass treehouse.
We just sit down and we watch it with him.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck yeah, we're going to play Nintendo? We're like, fuck yeah, we're going to play Nintendo.
What's up, bro? You want to play some Smash after this? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do
that. Some fucking Tekken?
We should do it.
Yeah.
We should write him a letter. Because you have to write him a letter. Doesn't he go to like a cabin in the woods or some shit in between projects?
Yeah, I've heard that, but I don't know how true it is.
Huh?
Like his personal home
is like off the grid.
It's off the grid. He has like a rotary phone. He doesn't have a TV, and
we should send him a fax.
Or send him a handwritten letter.
We'll send him an accordant.
Accordant?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, we cordially invite you to watch your goddamn movie in my treehouse.
It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's gonna be lit.
Damn, so other things that are fucking awesome?
Well, I don't know, awesome.
It's fucking awesome.
It's not really awesome.
If they fight, it's gonna be awesome.
So, Steven Seagal versus charlize Theron.
Yeah. So explain this to me. So Seagal's a piece of shit?
Well, I don't know if they're actually gonna fight.
Damn. By
any means. And I don't exactly know why she brought it up. It was on Howard Stern.
Didn't she call him a fat ass and say that he wasn't impressive? He was just a fat ass and he was pushing people with his fat ass?
So she's bringing up the fact that Steven Seagal has had multiple rape allegations come up against him and multiple sexual assault cases.
Yeah.
He's like basically Harvey Weinstein if he was a fat ass and said that he could fight.
Damn.
Right?
Okay.
And that's the position she's taking. She's like, I will say that he's a fat ass piece of shit because he does this stuff.
And then she's like, I'll fight him.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Come at me.
But I almost think she could kick his ass.
She might be able to. Because, like, Steven Seagal looks like if I paid somebody $100 to make me look like a judo master.
Yeah. And like instead, they just dipped you in fucking peanut oil.
Well, yeah, and I had, like, a long hair, like, in a ponytail, like I used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And covered in oil.
Covered in oil.
Because that dude looks like he leaves a snail trail.
Yeah. But it's, like, literally, like, people running up to him, and he just kind of, like, grabs their wrist, and then they go flying.
Yeah. Or he, like, shoves his fat into them. There's, like a really famous video of him in Japan, like, in parentheses, training.
Yeah.
And he's, like, throwing all these guys around, but they're teeny tiny guys.
Oh, yeah, where they come at him in a line, and he's like, left, Right.
Yeah, he has like no fucking technique, and he's just like throwing them around, and that's what she's joking at him about.
Yeah. There's like multiple videos like that. What does he claim to practice? What is it, judo?
Haikiken Jiu-Jitsu.
Jiu-Jitsu?
It's Haikiken Jiu-Jitsu. It's the Japanese style that the Brazilians got it from.
But he's not doing grapples.
Well, they do grapples. The traditional, like, Japanese one, they stand up.
Oh.
Like Nina from Tekken.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's his fighting style.
I always thought that was judo.
No, it's not judo.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Huh. Well, I mean, does he really practice the
I don't know. He claims he lived there at one point, and then somebody outed him and was like, maybe he didn't. And
there's like a very famous master that he trained under, but like if you put the times...
Yeah, the timeline together, like he
died like 3 years before he even moved to Japan or something.
It's very like questionable. Could be our second lawsuit in a row.
I'm fucking waiting for Billy Mitchell.
Fuck Billy Mitchell.
That'd be the best thing for the fucking podcast.
Yeah.
If we had Billy Mitchell
and Steven Seagal coming for us.
Out for justice.
Part 2.
Then your fucking basement would be under siege.
Oh damn. Yeah, I don't know if we'll win that fight. I think Charlize Theron could take him though.
She's pretty fucking awesome.
Badass. She's trained jiu-jitsu for real, like Brazilian jiu-jitsu for real. She does like boxing and kickboxing and shit.
She's done action movies.
Yeah, I think she'd put her fucking foot in his face.
Yeah, he'd probably like it.
He'd be like, and lick it. And then she'd be like, oh, God, no. Yeah. God damn you, Seagal.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, I just want to go pretend I'm a Native American. And he was like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
I want to stay out of the politics of this, but do you think he's going to get fucked up in the media? Like, at any point?
Dude, if he wasn't going to get fucked up in the media by now.
Yeah.
I think nobody gives a shit that he's even alive anymore.
I mean, I looked this up, because I wanted to see what she was talking about.
Yeah.
And it seems like everybody knows about it. Like, it's... You know how Harvey Weinstein was like, everybody knew about it, but nobody was really saying anything?
It was like everybody in Hollywood knew about it, like behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Seagal is just like...
He's like so irrelevant as a person.
Yeah.
That like, people have talked about it, but nobody cares.
And he's a fucking cop.
Yeah.
He's like a volunteer cop.
Yeah.
What the fuck? What kind of like power trip bullshit is that? I'm a volunteer cop. Steven Seagal, lawman on True TV. Not a sponsor.
And people are even saying that's fake.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, he's a fake cop. Like, fuck Steven Seagal, man. I loved his movies when I was a kid.
Is that the charm of the movies, though, that he's like such a piece of shit, but he thinks he's awesome?
Maybe. You know what would be awesome is to put those movies in like proper context.
Yeah.
Like to go in and at the end of the movie, he gets arrested. For like killing all these people.
Yeah.
Because he was above the law.
And breaking their wrists.
Yeah. I got in a bar fight and I broke this guy's wrist and put this other guy in a coma with a pool ball. It's like, yeah, you're going to jail, motherfucker.
Yeah.
You'd be like, that's the sound he makes when Charlize Theron like tears his liver out.
Yeah, rips his dick off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. So speaking of dicks, this is not your grandpa's Perry Mason, motherfucker.
Yeah, you want to get into the first looks?
I do.
Okay.
So Perry Mason.
I was really surprised at how much dick there was in this show.
Can you imagine being an old school Perry Mason fan? And you're like, they're going to redo Perry Mason. I've got to get HBO. And you get HBO.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, shit.
There's got to be somebody out there that's been like, man, like, comic books were, like, not my thing. It was, like, for younger kids. And, man, Perry Mason was my shit back when I was a kid.
I loved Perry Mason.
Yeah. And they're watching it, and they're, like, girls getting eaten out with fucking, like
pies in their pie?
By the way, found a new fetish.
Oh, no. I'm not going to kink shame you.
Sweet potato pie?
Carry on.
Yeah. Just saying.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
A little whipped cream?
Mm-hmm. But it was it was awesome. Honestly, like all jokes aside, the tone of it is incredible.
Yeah.
The acting in it is like top notch. They brought some characters in and established his character at least. Like gave you enough backstory to where you want to know more about his backstory.
Yeah.
Gave you like kind of like set the scene of his current life.
It really was. It was the perfect preface to it. Like no spoilers at all here.
Yeah.
Because really everything is just setting up the character.
Yeah.
There was a murder.
Right.
Let's like work through the shit in his past.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the episode, he resolves to like, I got to do something.
Perfect pilot.
Yeah.
And they did it without doing a fucking flashback and without doing a fucking monologue.
Yeah, you're right.
Which people have lost the fucking art of that.
Mm-hmm.
So many things especially when they do a pilot, huge fucking flashback or like some monologue where some character's just like, hey, remember when you did this? It's like a goddamn Family Guy episode. Yeah. Only it has context inside the show instead of just random shit.
Yeah. Like you can't have exposition. Like you can't like have a conversation with somebody and convey the emotion that you're trying to get across.
Yeah,
like
or the story. Like they've lost the art of conveying the narrative of what's going on and what has happened without just outright stating it in a fucking monologue or flashback.
Yeah. And they didn't try and make Perry Mason something he wasn't either. Like in that scene where he's trying to extort the money out of that production company because he has the pictures of the girl getting eaten out.
Yeah, about the pie.
Yeah, they didn't try and make him like a fucking badass and fight everybody. We know that he has a history, as a military. You know.
They even said he had charges on him for violence and shit. Yeah. So they establish him as a badass, but when he's completely overmanned, he's not like, I'm gonna fight my way out of this one. Yeah. They're like, we're gonna beat the shit out of you and put a cigar out on you.
And he realizes that he's in a fucking bad spot.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
He just gets fucked.
Yeah.
Then he gets drunk because he doesn't get the money. And
this is my Perry Mason. Yeah. I like this.
This Perry Mason is relatable.
Yeah. I am confused though, because I've watched Perry Mason before.
Mm-hmm.
He was a lawyer.
Yeah. I think he is a lawyer in this also, but I don't think he's practicing. I think this is kind of the story of him becoming a lawyer, maybe.
Oh.
Like to where he's going to start practicing again or whatever.
But he's just doing the PI stuff. Okay, gotcha.
Because he knew how the court system worked.
True.
And he was being a paid witness. And I believe, I'm not sure if his father was a lawyer, but he was working for a lawyer who was familiar with his father.
Yeah.
And I think we'll get some more explanations as we go.
And John Lithgow's pretty fucking awesome to see him on screen again, right?
Dude, that was great.
Yeah.
I was not expecting that. I didn't look up the cast ahead of time.
Yeah. He just pops in and you're like, third rock from the sun.
Yeah. The last time I saw him, he was the bad guy on Dexter.
Huh. Or Planet of the Apes.
Oh, right? Shit. Yeah, he was in Planet of the Apes. I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Man, so the other show we watched this week.
Snowpiercer.
And I really feel like if I hadn't have watched Perry Mason first, Snowpiercer would have felt harder. Because Snowpiercer's good. I really like the main character, the guy who's going to be our protagonist.
I like him a lot too.
I can't remember what I've seen him in, but I do like him. I have seen him in something, and I like him.
I didn't recognize him personally, but yeah.
The like graphicness of Snowpiercer. After you watch Perry Mason,
it just kind of feels like a network show, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So for context, in Perry Mason, you see a baby at the beginning that's dead with its eyes sewed open.
And that was graphic as fuck.
It was graphic as fuck. Yeah. And it catches you out of nowhere. It was like the goddamn RKO. The Snowpiercer, they try to do basically the same thing. And there is some like similarities between the two, even though they're not the same like setting. Story-wise, like you have a murder and you have a guy trying to solve a murder. So when they show you the body in Snowpiercer, if you watch Perry Mason first, they show you this like severed torso and you're like, oh, a severed torso. Yeah. It's not a dead baby with its eyes sewed open.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's the same show whatsoever, but it does have that kind of whodunit without like enough context to like
I love
actually...
a good whodunit.
Yeah, but it's that whodunit in the sense that, it's a mystery, but they don't ever give you enough to figure it out.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
But at the beginning, they did give you a flashback and a monologue to explain how they got on the train.
Yeah. They did give you a flashback, yeah.
Yep.
Kind of adding to your point of watching something first, though, it's hard to enjoy Snowpiercer when you've watched the movie. The movie was so fucking awesome. And it kind of felt like The Raid, like in a sense of just like it's action the whole fucking time. It's fast. And then you watch the TV show and it's like that starts to happen, but then they shut it off completely and they're like, now it becomes a mystery.
Yeah, it starts like it's going to be fast pace, like go, 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 and the same movie the same setting from the movie.
Yeah.
And I was like, how are they going to do this in a series? And it's like, we're going to make it a whodunit. And they just shut that shit right down.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh yeah, and your main character you just met, he used to be a detective. The only detective on the whole train.
Out of 1,001 cars.
Yeah. Because they weren't going to let any cops on the train. Only rich people.
That really says something about future society.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Oh my god.
Overall, though, like, I know we just ribbed on it a little bit.
Yeah.
But I liked it. It was pretty good.
And I've watched a few more episodes, and I think it is cool. I do think the movie is better.
Yeah.
But it's kind of its own thing.
Yeah.
It's Snowpiercer, but it's not Snowpiercer. And I don't know if it's following like a book or something.
I don't either.
If there's like original content that...
I know there was a book of Snowpiercer.
I don't know what happens in it.
Yeah, I didn't read it.
Regardless, I like the movie more, so...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the movie way more than this.
But still worth watching.
Yeah, still worth watching. Like, I'll probably still finish it.
Yeah.
They made it inconvenient because it's on TNT. TNT doesn't go to Hulu or anything else. Like, it just kind of... Fuck you if you don't have TNT.
Yeah.
We'll give you the first episode for free on Prime because we know more people have Prime than basic cable. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You know?
I had to watch it online. I didn't know any other way to watch it.
I hate doing that.
I do too.
I much prefer to pay for things.
Yeah.
I think you can pay for it on Prime, but I'm not going to buy the season for $20.
I didn't know that when I originally did it, but I don't think I would have paid for it anyway, you know?
Okay. So it's good, but not that good. Maybe they'll put it on Netflix and like, because it's almost done, right?
I mean, as far as I know, it's only one season, so.
Okay.
And
so they're almost done
there's like
with
6 episodes out or something. I don't know if it's going to be like a 20 episode season or if it's going to be like a 13.
I think TNT does that. I think they do like 12.
Yeah, well, it's about halfway then.
They're kind of like AOC. Yeah, so, I mean, that's Snowpiercer.
But speaking of things that will be on streaming services at some point.
Ooh, segue.
Enola Holmes.
Enola Holmes with Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
In her home, which is Netflix, where she will live forever.
I guess.
She's going to be a Netflix exclusive.
Yeah?
What has she done outside of Netflix? Godzilla?
Yeah.
That's it?
That's all I know about.
Damn. Yeah. So she's a Netflix person.
Kinda.
It's a Netflix show.
This is a little bit like...
Netflix has a relationship with Henry Cavill, who's also in it.
Good point.
Because he's doing The Witcher for them.
I mean, he's done other stuff, but he's kind of like a Netflix guy at the moment.
He's becoming a Netflix guy.
Yeah. Kind of like how like different directors have their people.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah.
So I'm really interested in this show. It's basically if Sherlock Holmes had a younger sister. And then she's going to like solve some shit.
Yeah, so I looked this up. It was like, I think it was like 2006 to like 2013, something like that. It was a book series that came out called Enola Holmes. And it was character based in the public domain universe of Sherlock Holmes.
And Netflix bought the rights to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. But where everything gets super interesting is Netflix is being sued over this story. And making it. Yeah.
And the grounds for this lawsuit is hilarious.
It seems like this only happens modern day, but everybody is so hell-bent on their stuff not going public domain.
Yeah.
They'll fight tooth and nail for it. And the Holmes property, they could only agree that the last 10 books he ever made would fall under copyright law.
It was written in the 1920s.
Yeah.
And originally, it all fell to public domain. But they challenged.
Right.
They challenged on the basis that the last 10 books were post his brother and father dying in World War I?
Yeah.
So he then gave Sherlock Holmes much more emotion.
Right.
So they're saying that those books, he's a different character because he has emotions.
Right, because basically Sherlock Holmes in the books that we all know and stuff is more just an archetype as
a detective.
The world's greatest detective or something. He's just a really smart dude.
Yeah.
And he solves crimes. Right.
Right.
So the basis behind the lawsuit here, which is actually really interesting, is the character that Sherlock Holmes is in this story is apparently a flushed out character. And they're saying falls into their copyright.
Because he has feelings.
Right. He's actually a person. And he has a younger sister. So he's parental or something, I guess.
Do they not watch Henry Cavill movies, though?
Have they not seen how
fucking stiff he is?
I don't know.
They'd be like, oh, man, there goes the grounds for our lawsuit.
God.
They wrote him stiff as fuck. Because he's always the stiff. Like he's never like, oh, I'm so sad, my shit. He's like raw dogging some like witch with big titties in The Witcher, and he has no emotion at all. He's just like,
You make that sound like a bad thing.
There's no emotion. There's no passion.
What, should he be crying and talking about like his...
No.
What?
He needs el caliente.
Caliente? What does that mean?
Caliente. The heat.
The heat?
He needs the heat.
Heat?
Yeah.
I like Henry Cavill.
A little fire.
I think he's cool. He has machine gun arms. You've seen that?
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
I mean, damn. It just seems like a crazy way to try and block something that I actually want to fucking see.
Well, I thought it'd be interesting to kind of like really, really discuss. Personally, when I first read this, I was like, this is just a sad attempt.
Yeah.
For somebody who owns very little of a copyright to just get some kind of money out of this.
Yeah.
But is there any truth to that? Do you think? Do you think that they use the character that, I can't think of what his name is.
Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
Yeah. Mr. Doyle. Used in those last books. Do you think that? Because so much other Sherlock Holmes shit is coming out in the past, like, 10 years.
Yeah, because it's public domain.
Right. But none of them got sued as far as I know. Yeah. Like that Sherlock Holmes TV show.
Right.
Never got.
Elementary?
Yeah.
With old Lucy Liu?
The fucking movie with Will Ferrell that's like one of the worst movies ever made.
BBC had like 2 of them.
Yeah, that one too.
Like 2 series running simultaneously.
It's like 3 seasons, a total of 9 episodes because it's fucking England.
Yeah, fucking BBC.
Yeah. And actually good content.
Then you had the Guy Ritchie movies.
There you go. Why are they going after this one? That's what I'm asking.
Idea. I don't know if it's because they bought the rights for Enola Holmes and they didn't pay them also, or if they've just now gotten that copyright back on those early things, and what will that mean for Guy Ritchie's 3rd movie?
I don't think... Is he directing it? I don't think he's even
he might not be directing it, you're right.
Yeah.
But they were Guy Ritchie films, the first 2.
They were super cool.
Yeah, I don't know. And I don't even know, like, either way, it's kind of a cash grab, you know? Because you're not protecting his intellectual property from anything.
Yeah, I don't remember any time anybody rushed out and bought his books.
Yeah, like, not at this point. Like, at this point, you're not like, oh, that's very valuable to us. It's only monetarily valuable to them.
Uh-huh.
And the person who created it died, as far as I'm concerned, 100 years ago, you know?
Yeah.
It's just kind of insane.
I don't know. Do you think copyrights are getting kind of ridiculous at this point? Like,
I mean, we've talked about it before. We live in like a world of like content creation without creativity, where everyone is trying to snatch up any IP. Like any IP.
Yeah.
Goddamn Artemis Fowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
but
fuck
I mean,
that shit.
That was created like fucking 10 years ago.
Yeah, but if you're gonna take a risk on that, you'll take a risk on anything. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. I wish I could remember the other one that this just came up with recently. It wasn't Flash Gordon, but it was something around like that same kind of time period.
Yeah.
Where it was like they were fighting tooth and nail to keep it. And it's like, when's the last time anybody gave a shit about Flash Gordon, you know?
I know.
It wasn't Flash Gordon, but...
It's something like that.
Yeah.
It's like, let it just fall to public domain and hopefully somebody does something cool with it.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Is stuff gonna end up in public domain ever again?
I don't think it can.
Because like Michael Jackson owned the Beatles music, and when he died, it didn't go to Paul McCarthy. It like went to somebody else. It got like sold at auction.
Yeah.
It's some crazy shit.
It really is, dude.
They're just gonna own it forever.
And I don't know. Like Disney owns 30% of everything.
They do.
They've been, once again, like fighting tooth and nail to keep their shit.
Of like all media.
Yeah. But like entertainment is one of our biggest exports, if you really think about it.
Yeah. As a country.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It just goes so south. So quick. And it's going to prevent me from seeing a show that I want to see.
Yeah.
My selfish ass.
At the end of the day, isn't that what matters?
Me.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you know what also really matters, though?
What?
Keaton coming back is bad.
I said that shit. Do you not remember? Like, not even a matter of like months, but like weeks ago, I literally said, wouldn't it be great if they just brought back the fucking Tim Burton Batman?
I don't remember that.
And you said, no.
I think
fuck that.
I remember you saying something about like we were talking about a Batman TV show, and you said no. You said wouldn't it be cooler if it was like Keaton's Batman or something?
If they just did Tim Burton's Batman.
I guess it's splitting here. I don't know.
Yeah, I said it would be cool if they just did Tim Burton's Batman.
Not the biggest fan.
Which is Michael Keaton. So now in the goddamn Flashpoint movie, they're trying to get Michael Keaton to play Batman when the Flash goes through the whatever they call the multiverse.
Now, is this a good idea or is it the worst idea? I'm 50-50 right now. I want you to change my mind. I'm the guy in the meme. I'm sitting at a table.
Okay, it doesn't mean he's going to be the only Batman in this movie.
No, I understand that. I'm saying, is he Keaton's Batman? Is he
Tim Burton's Batman?
Is he Tim Burton's Batman?
I would assume.
But
I think the Flash is going to visit that universe.
Why?
Because that universe is the last time Batman was good without Christopher Nolan.
But that makes no sense narratively. See, this is my problem right here. Okay, let me explain my problem.
Okay.
Flashpoint is a moral dilemma.
Right.
That's the whole point of the story, is the Flash goes back in time and does something selfish.
Right. Because saves his mom.
It's the only thing he's ever wanted is to solve his mom's murder. He wanted to like save his mom.
Yeah.
Right? And then he comes back and the world is in such shambles that to be the hero that he has to be, the one that he wants to be, the one that the world needs, right? He has to give up his mother. He has to let her die.
He has to go back and kill his mom.
But the world has to be fucked up. And if this movie is going to be them skipping around to different Batmans and different universes, if they just literally go to the Tim Burton one and he's like, wow, this is super gothic and I don't like it. Everything's gray. You know what? My mom needs to die.
So there's two ways this could go, right?
Okay.
In my mind, this could either be them jumping the fucking shark. Well, I mean, they jumped the fucking shark in Aquaman, and then they copy and pasted him like 400 times. But
he did a fucking Tony Hawk 900 and a couple backflips. Yeah.
So it's either going to be them going completely batshit insane and just doing what we were talking about Marvel should do to like rectify their fucked up universe now that they own everything again.
Yeah.
Or Tim Burton's Batman is going to be the fucked up universe, and it's going to Michael Keaton being like an old fat, like out of shape Batman, he'll still be Batman, but like in a world without heroes that's all fucked up. You know, which is the direction I would like them. Like a Tim Burton world without heroes, where like bad guys have won and Batman is like handing down some fucking life lesson to the Flash.
What, he's like Frank Miller's Batman or something?
Or like way worse. Like where he's like, Flash, this world sucks. Everyone's dead. Everything sucks. Wonder Woman and goddamn Aquaman are trying to invade the world. I lost all my money, so I have no powers. Fuck.
Well, see, if you're going down that road, why don't you just make him Thomas Wayne?
You ruin the economy, Barry. You ruin the economy. Now I have no superpowers whatsoever.
Why don't you go actual Flashpoint and just say he's not Bruce, he's Thomas?
You could. That would be cooler.
Yeah. I don't understand why Keaton has to come back for that.
Keaton doesn't. I think it's just something to be buzzy.
Yeah.
Honestly. I hope they don't do like a Into the Spider-Verse version of Batman.
Oh.
I really hope they don't use Flash to do that.
Where he's just like the older, more versed Batman and he's talking to the Flash?
Where they've fucked up so much that they're like, you know what, we fucked up all the DC stories. Let's just do Marvel stories now.
And did everybody forget that Ezra Miller just chokeslammed that chick?
Yeah.
Are they still making this movie?
How is he still the Flash?
Yeah.
Like, he's a piece of shit.
Everything surrounding this movie's odd to me.
It is.
Because, like, at first they were like, we want it to be fun and happy. And it's like, that's not Flashpoint.
Yeah, and then like, nobody's going to watch that.
And then Michael Keaton's coming back. Ezra Miller's chokeslamming people. That's not a problem.
What if Michael Keaton's not coming back as Batman? He's going to be the Flash.
I dig it.
Old, shitty, like out of shape Michael Keaton.
Yeah.
As the Flash.
He's what, Earth 1? I can't think of what his name is.
He just gives him the Michael Keaton smile though.
Yeah. And does anybody else think it's ironic that he made Birdman fucking, what, 10 years ago at this point?
Yeah.
Where they're like, fuck the superhero blockbuster movie. It's fucking bad. It ruined my fucking career.
Yeah, give me all the Oscars.
And now he's like, I'll play the Vulture. I'll play Batman again.
I don't give a fuck. I just need that sweet, sweet money.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like the whole DC universe went wrong. Like, and the flashpoint for the DC universe is when they offered Christopher Nolan a buttload of money after Dark Knight Returns. And he was like, nah, I'm good. I'm done with it.
You think he could have changed, like, the whole timeline?
Okay, so I was thinking about this the other day. And this is kind of meta because it is Flashpoint, right?
Yeah.
If Barry Allen could go back in time, and instead of trying to do something in the DCEU, if he could just go back to Christopher Nolan and be like, take it. Please take it.
Yeah.
And he could get Christopher Nolan to agree to do 3 more Batmans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or 2 more Batmans and Batman v Superman, right? Then you somehow get a good Man of Steel and Man of Steel 2 in between Batmans. And you build to Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
How fucking sick would Batman v Superman, directed by Christopher Nolan, be?
I can't imagine what it would be like. I genuinely can't.
Awesome?
Well, no, I mean, because like he tried to ground his stuff so much.
Right.
I don't know what Superman would look like in that universe.
You don't know what Superman would look like grounded?
Yeah.
What if you don't ground him though? And you have like Superman basically in the context of like Inception where anything is possible.
Uh-huh.
Just doing whatever the fuck he wants. And your whole story is centered around Batman as a detective with intelligence trying to figure out how he could break him.
I will say that Nolan's Batman makes hands down the most sense as a Batman versus Superman situation.
Right.
After all the shit he's dealt with.
Yeah.
And then you have somebody that comes in and is literally like a god amongst men. That man would do everything in his fucking power to end that alien threat.
You do a next Batman movie where he loses some shit because of Superman, You do a Superman Man of Steel 2, where Superman does some side shit completely unrelated to Batman that's just like big and over Batman's level.
Yeah.
You do a third one where the consequences of that affect Batman, and you have basically the setup of the Batman v Superman movie we got, but not cheapened by just jumping into it for no reason. And then you have Batman go to town on him, Christopher Nolan style. How fucking good would that be?
I actually dig that a lot.
We almost got it. All we needed was fucking Christopher Nolan to take the damn money.
He wouldn't do it.
No.
I think that man knew. I think he knew that the studio wanted him to change what he was doing. I think he got out as soon as he could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, he has scruples.
Scruples?
Testicles.
Since when are they called scruples?
Scruples. It means you have like integrity.
All right.
You've never heard of scruples?
He has balls?
He stands up for himself.
Scruples?
Yeah.
All right.
Testicular fortitude.
I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Scruples.
Yep.
Yeah. But speaking of this whole Flashpoint idea, I saw a cool ass YouTube video the other day I wanted to tell you about.
Uh-oh.
Did you know James Cameron almost made X-Men?
What?
And almost made Spider-Man?
When?
1989.
Holy shit.
Yeah. This is James Cameron right after he finished Terminator 1.
Yeah.
It's fucking nuts.
So didn't Terminator 2 come out in 91?
Yeah. Okay, so the idea here was that he gets called in by Marvel to make an X-Men series, which we know we got in the 90s.
Okay, so this is true.
Oh, this is definitely true. Yeah, a lot of people, like, can we link a YouTube video in the episode?
In the show notes?
Yeah.
I know we can on YouTube. I'm not sure if we can as a podcast thing.
So on the YouTube, we'll link the video YouTube. I'm talking about. Yeah. Okay. So
we'll put it on our Facebook.
Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. So basically, James Cameron gets called into Marvel to do an X-Men movie series, right? And he's not really into the idea. He's not a superhero guy, but he does fucking love Spider-Man.
Okay.
Right? And Stan Lee brings it up in the meeting, and all of a sudden, X-Men's off the table. He won't fucking do it. He's only doing Spider-Man.
Do you think Stan Lee called him a true believer?
I bet he did. And he said Excelsior and a whole bunch of other cool shit.
I'm listening. Yeah. Okay.
But Marvel had a bad habit of just selling their properties.
Yeah, to everyone.
Back then. Yeah, Spider-Man gets sold like 3 times.
That's how Captain America ended up with a see-through shield.
Yeah, that was his son.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the one that drove the motorcycle.
Fuck that bullshit. That makes me so mad still.
That was crazy. Yeah. But Cameron convinces the studio that he's working for at the time to buy Spider-Man. But the people that previously owned the copyright at this point, the guy's only stipulation was he wanted his name on the poster. Lawyers fucked up and used a previous Cameron legal document, right? Just didn't draft that up on anything.
Yeah.
And it said that Cameron had final rights to everything.
Oh, shit.
And he wouldn't let that guy's name go on the poster. He was like, fuck that dude. Right? Ruined the whole thing.
Why did he hate him so much?
Because he didn't do anything. He was, like his original draft for the movie, this guy, I can't remember his name, was going to be that Spider-Man was like a ninja in a red suit that ends up getting infected by a spider and becomes like a literal spider person.
What the fuck?
That attacks cities.
Did he never read a comic?
No.
Damn.
Yeah, so Cameron's like, fuck this guy, he's a casual.
Yeah.
He's not going on my poster.
Because he also had the scruples?
Yeah, the scruples.
Damn.
Yeah. So the whole thing gets ruined just by ego. Right? And ends up in court for years. And all 3 companies go bankrupt, including Marvel.
Yeah.
But the rights revert back to Marvel because everything's a 3-year deal. Kind of like what happened with Fantastic Four.
Yeah, like if you do something every 3 years, you keep it. But if you don't, it's gone.
The company that Cameron got to buy the rights to Spider-Man ended up being bought by Fox.
Yeah.
If Fox had fought that in court, they would have had Spider-Man for like $100,000 just in court fees. Isn't that nuts?
That's insane.
Yeah.
So Spider-Man could have been part of the Fox X-Men.
Yeah, Fox would have had pretty much everything. Right now, we would not have to deal with Sony.
Damn.
Yeah.
Then Marvel would have Spider-Man solely.
Yeah.
Because they bought Fox. Or Fox would have been so successful that we would have never had Marvel.
You never know, man.
Goddamn fucking Flashpoint.
It could have been so much different. Imagine if Cameron's Spider-Man came out. Like, how different the world could have been. Like, this is the guy that was working on, like, Terminator 2.
Yeah.
This is the guy that, like, threw all the shit away because he finished up, like, Titanic.
Right.
Right? Like, some of the biggest movies in history. And his script sounded pretty fucking good.
Damn.
Yeah.
Who would have played Spider-Man?
Okay, so it wasn't ever nailed down. It wasn't 100%.
It's 1990.
It was supposed to be DiCaprio.
What?
Yeah, that's who he wanted.
He had done like one movie by then.
What's Eating Gilbert Grape? It was his first film ever made.
His next film was Titanic, right? No, he did some stuff before Titanic.
That was probably like at least his third film.
Yeah, maybe.
And Schwarzenegger was going to be Sandman.
Holy shit, he would be a good Sandman.
Wouldn't that be fucking awesome?
Could he have gotten Schwarzenegger on the low in early 90s though?
Yes, because this is right before Terminator 2 when he's doing all this.
Oh shit. He's still a big action star, but
he had done Terminator 1. He wasn't above doing a $215 million fucking superhero.
I mean,
film,
I think he still did Commando after that, right? Or is Commando before that? I can't remember.
That probably was late 90s. Yeah. Or late 80s.
Late 80s.
Yeah. It's right around all that stuff.
The Schwarzenegger timeline's a little iffy.
Do you think he was ever as big as Terminator 2, though?
Hell no. Terminator 2, he was so iconic.
I think after Terminator 2, it would have been impossible.
It was an R-rated movie.
Yeah.
With titties in it. And they made children's toys of it.
It's a fucking household name. Well, they did that with everything. RoboCop, man.
That's
true. I had
true.
RoboCop toys.
Damn, that is true.
I didn't watch that until I was like 18.
But didn't they make like a cartoon of RoboCop and then they made the toys from the cartoon?
Oh, they made a cartoon of everything.
They didn't make a cartoon of the Terminator, though.
You sure?
Yeah.
I feel like there's one out there.
I'm 1,000% sure there's no Terminator cartoon.
There was like Ghostbuster cartoons. There was like Masters of the Universe cartoons. There was
I know. Beastmaster.
Yeah. Anyway, check out that fucking video. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'll put it on our Facebook. If you enjoy the goddamn episode, you can check us out on Facebook for that link. You can check us out at the Firebear Republic on everything social media and the firebearrepublic.com.
Firebear Podcast on
Firebear
Twitter.
Podcast on the Twitter.
Yeah.
And I guess that's an episode.
It's a fucking episode.
We'll talk to you guys next time.
Yeah, next week.
Bye.
See you.
We'll be back.